Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in. Boxing Rush Hour Show, fightsatw.com. I am here with, and this guy is smoothing it out. He got his Versace glasses on. Man, I should have wore a pair of mine too, man, just to make it even. But I got lightweight Andres Cortes, 24-0, 13 KOs. He's headlining the next Zuffa card on April 5th, Zuffa Boxing 05 against Edson Garcia, who's 23-1. Andres, how you doing?
I'm doing good. How about you?
Yeah, good, good, man. You look like you smooth, relaxed right
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
Hey, listen, before anything, for those that aren't like the super hardcores and may not be intimately know you like that, just kind of give us a little bit about who you are growing up in Las Vegas, because people kind of assume that you grew up in Las Vegas and everything is all kind of handed to you and stuff like that. But kind of give us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, yeah. My name's Andres Cortes, 24 and 0 here, born and raised Las Vegas, Nevada. And if you're in Vegas, there's Vegas, will eat you alive. You definitely don't get nothing handed here. It's a very tough city if you let it be. But growing up here, I got to train with some of the best fighters in the world. Floyd Mayweather. I was around him for a good amount of time. And I've just seen growing up, I've seen, a lot of amazing fights, and just, my whole, you know, area and everything is just basically just sports and fights.
Gotcha, gotcha. All right. And then one of your big wins, I would say, as far as like big names, right? Was against Abraham Nova in no relation in
Yeah.
June of 2024. But also that night it was kind of like a little bittersweet because you were overweight for that fight. And
Yeah.
what was like the mental tug of war like after the fight, knowing that you're like, ah man, I won, but then I had this little thing happen. And so like what was that like when you after the fight?
Me personally, a win's a win at the end of the day. Obviously there's always room to improve. Um, but I did not take it in a bad way, because I mean he was coming off of a world title fight that it was split decision loss to a guy. Like, if you look at Foster right now, he's I guess the guy, right? So yeah, I beat him on points better than it was a much wider fight than him and Foster. So I didn't take nothing negative, didn't think much negative. Obviously, like I said, room for improvement always, but yeah, I felt good.
Okay. All right. And
Yeah.
then now you had two fights in 2024 and 2025. Recently signed with Zuffa. Why did Zuffa make sense for you specifically? I've heard other people talk about their reasons, but for you specifically, why does Zuffa make sense for you?
Um, you know, uh, I've known about Zuffa since middle school. Zuffa Boxing. This wasn't nothing new to me personally. I've been a big UFC fan for since I was a kid. Um, so Zuffa Boxing was something that was always going to happen if you knew type of thing. But I was excited for when they got rolling, and I was at the fights watching. I was watching since the first one. I was always really excited. And my obviously my contract was ending, and yeah, I thought it would be a good route for me. I thought this, it's a new chapter. It's definitely something different in boxing, and I definitely want to be a part of it.
All right. And then look, you've been a pro for 10 years. I mean, it
Yeah,
seems it seems like,
yeah.
yesterday, right? But it's been 10 years. What would you say are some of the biggest lessons you've learned being a pro?
you know, um, lessons. Oh man, I really no lessons. You know, but I will say, it's, I guess, discipline. From just day one. There's not and I guess you can't stop learning. There's always more to learn, and but as far as lessons, that's about it. Yeah, just learning and discipline.
Okay. All right, now on April 5th, you're the main event gets a tough opponent in Erickson Garcia. How has your focus and mindset during this camp? How is it compared to maybe some of the other ones that you've had on smaller shows?
Um, I mean, I feel like I've been in this position before, with you know Brian Chalier, different opponents, but going to New York, fighting in his a Puerto Rican area, and then fighting Nova, him coming off of that big fight. So I've been here before. It it doesn't feel any different. I just know this is a great opportunity for me. So I'm definitely, adding that extra pressure mentally on me so I can perform better.
Okay. All right. And then, so what happens on April 5th when people tune in or people show up to the Apex? What happens that night?
You're gonna hear some good thudding shots, but I'm not leaving till I knock his ass out. I do think this fight ends in a knockout, and yeah, so expect a knockout.
Okay. All right. And then lastly, what do you want to get out of the rest of the year if it was up to you?
I think we should go for the Zuffa belt. I think me and I don't know, whoever they got in line to fight for the Zuffa belt, I'll fight whoever. But I think hopefully after this one, or I guess even maybe one more. But yeah, I definitely want to fight for that Zuffa belt.
Okay. All right. Well, listen, I
Yeah.
appreciate your time and I wish you the best of luck on April
Thank
5th.
you, thank you, man.
All right.